But let's talk about these wild card game, man. And let's address the elephant in the room here, ladies and gentlemen. I went 0 for 3 on Saturday. We went 0 for 3. I said the Jags would cover. They did not. I said the Eagles would cover. They did not. I said the Chargers would cover. They would not. I was due for some setbacks. I was due for some regression, okay? I'm going to put the hand here. I'm going to take a little bit of accountability and say, maybe I'm an idiot. But if you're going to come into my comments section like, oh, this guy's so stupid, blah, 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 where were you when I made the picks? The only people allowed to talk shit are the people that said, wow, this guy's really stupid before the games happen. You can't come and parade around a bad take that I made if you weren't there when I made that take saying it was bad. That's cowardly. But let me tell you this, chat. I had a day. Either way you slice it, I had a day on the sports book. We're talking Demarcus Robinson, first touchdown, $5 to win 150. Bang! We're talking every player prop is going through for your kid today. Parker Washington, 100 receiving yards. Bang! Parker Washington, 70 receiving yards. Touchdown. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown parlay. Bang! Ramondre Steven rushing and receiving. Bang! Saquon rushing yard. Bang! Saquon rushing attempt. Bang! Justin Herbert rushing yard. Bang! We had a day. We had a day in the prop markets. And it needed to happen because we went 0 for 3 with our picks. Not ideal. We went 1 and 2 on Friday or on Saturday as well because the Rams didn't cover. The over did hit in the Packers-Bears game, and the Bears did cover in a miraculous comeback. But we will go through in reverse chronological order just because that's what's on the top of my mind right now. Not a lot of stats going to be coming at you guys in this game. We're going strictly off of vibes and how I am feeling, instant reaction basically after 3 pretty electric football games so far in Wild Card Weekend. But yeah, this Patriots game was just brutal, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm upset. I'm angry. Not depressed. Don't. I've suffered enough as a sports fan to get depressed, but this was not fun. So what happened when I hit that Demarcus Robinson first touchdown bet is I rolled it over and I threw $140 on the Chargers to cover for Justin Herbert to come out and lay an absolute egg. And there has to be a conversation about Justin Herbert. You don't play as bad as he's played in the playoffs and not take any type of criticism, but the Justin Herbert Glazers will convince you that it's not his fault. It absolutely is. I understand he had no tackles in this game, but come on, they're blitzing you every single play. You would think, okay, maybe I should probably get rid of the ball fast here. You'd think he would make that adjustment by the second half. Even when he did get the ball, like Keenan Allen had a few drops, like it was just bad all the way around from this Chargers offense. But Justin Herbert held on to the ball way too long. He was inaccurate. There were plays to be made down the field in the scramble drill. Like he had guys open, and it was definitely not easy plays throwing the ball on the run deep down the field, but it's plays we've seen Justin Herbert make. It's plays that Justin Herbert had made before so that Justin Herbert Glazers can defend him as strong as they do because he's made the crazy plays on the run, people wide open down the field. He has an absolute hose, but he wasn't making those plays on the biggest stage. He refuses to make those plays on the biggest stage. 0-3 in the playoffs, 27-0 comeback. Oh, but it wasn't his fault. He doesn't play defense. They scored 3 points in the second half. 4 interceptions against the Texans. Well, it's not really his fault. The Texans' defense is really, really good. 3 points in a playoff game against the Patriots. A Patriots defense that saw 0 top 10 scoring offenses all season besides the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills averaged 27 points per game. So the Justin Herbert defenders are going to be real quiet now. They're going to let the offseason simmer, or they're just going to come out here and tell you guys, hey, Justin Herbert was only bad because they had no offensive line. Okay, fine. But how was it? What was the excuse for the Texans game where he threw 4 interceptions? Well, he didn't have any weapons in that game. The Texans defense was really good. Okay, what's the excuse for when he when he blew a 27-0 lead against Jacksonville? Only scored 3 points in the second half. Well, the kicker missed a field goal in the second half. It's not really Justin Herbert's fault. Stop. Time and time again, on the biggest stage, Justin Herbert shrinks, man. And yes, he had no offensive line, but the Patriots blitzed him every single snap, it seemed. You'd think he would make the adjustment, let me get the ball out faster. And even on some scramble drills where he's rolling out to the right, and we've seen Justin Herbert throw absolute dots while on the run, especially rolling out to his right. He had guys open. He had Quentin Johnson open on a scramble drill. He underthrew him. He had Kamani Vidal open on a scramble drill, and he underthrew him, or he overthrew him, excuse me. So there were like plays to be made off script where Justin Herbert has made a living, and they're not easy plays to be made, but they're plays that we've seen Justin Herbert make. Why isn't he making them at the highest level? And then he just held on to the ball way too long. The protection was never going to be good, even if he did make the right adjustments at the line of scrimmage, which obviously he didn't. Like, it was a bunch of offensive linemen that have barely any continuity together. They weren't going to be able to deal with all of the stunts and all of the types of blitzes and pressures that the Patriots were bringing. Good on the Patriots coaching staff, but Justin Herbert has to get the ball out faster, and he has to make those game time, big time plays that we know he can make, but has to do it in the playoffs. He was horrible. No more defending Herbert. As far as Drake May goes, Patriots did not win this game because of Drake May. The Patriots won this game because of their defense and the game plan that Mike Vrabel and Orr had drawn up for Justin Herbert. And Drake May was not good for about the first 2.5 quarters of this game. But you know the play that I think really settled him in? He had Austin Hooper for a touchdown, and he completely airmailed it. I think once he made that play, he kind of settled down. He was like, all right, I fucked up already. Maybe I can settle. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my personal time as an athlete. Like, I remember one time I was playing a soccer game and I absolutely missed a wide open net. But after that, I was able to settle in. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just using my own experiences here, but it seemed like a key spot. Like, Justin Herbert airmailed that. And then once he settled it, or Drake May, excuse me, like, Drake May was not good. The Patriots did not win because of Drake May and the offense's performance. And this was the first defense that the Patriots have played all season that was top 10 in scoring. But Drake May did really settle in that second half. I think he was like 14 for 17, had the touchdown pass. He had over 300 total yards. He was making plays on the ground. He didn't make too many like big tight window throws besides the one throw to Hunter Henry for the touchdown. Like, a lot of his yardage came on checkdowns to Ramondre Stevenson, who was incredible in this game as well. But Drake May settled in that second half a little bit. If the Patriots get a full game of Drake May fully comfortable in a playoff atmosphere like that, which I think they will now because of how he did settle in that second half, they're going to be a tough out for anybody if their defense plays the way that it did against LA. But it's kind of like you showed your whole hand there defensively. We can't generate a lot of pass rush, so we're just going to create it. We're just going to create it all day long, and they got in Justin Herbert's face all day, and they only scored 3 points, had a couple of fumbles. Herbert was awful. Will they be able to do that next round if it's now that it's on film? Like, that's a game plan that they could go. That's a way they could attack offenses. That remains to be seen. I trust Vrabel. It's hard to not trust Vrabel. But yeah, this fucking sucks. I mean, Drake May is a little like. I'm not gonna say what I said to Max. I'm not gonna say what I texted to Max. I'm not gonna do it. I can't stand this though. It's really upsetting. Like, Patriots fans don't deserve this. Boston sports fans don't deserve this. They really don't. There's not a more insufferable fan base on the face of the planet Earth besides the Philadelphia Eagles, which we should probably get into now. What any other talking points I missed in this game? I mean, shout out Carlton Davis. Shout out Marcus Jones. Like, the Patriots corners were very good today. They played a lot of man coverage because they were blitzing so much and nobody got any real separation, but it's just Justin Herbert was holding on to the ball way too fucking long, man. It was really bad. And like, there were plays to be there was so much left on the field. Like, they really could have won this game. Their offense played lights out. They got the early interception off Drake May. Just take the points. Here's my philosophy. If you get an extra possession like that, if you create a turnover and it's a 4th and short, 4th and goal, just take the points that you're getting from the free possession. If you're going to go for it on a drive where you received a punt or you got it off the kickoff. If they're going to give you free points like that, just take them. Like, you don't need to go for it in those situations. It is a free possession. You earn the possession. Like, free possession's a tough way to describe it. But in my mind, it's like, if a quarterback makes a mistake, throws an interception, that is an extra possession you get. It's not guaranteed to you in that game. You got an extra possession created off of a turnover. Just take the 3 points. You don't have to go for it and for it. That's at least what my philosophy will be. Other than that, I'd be really aggressive. But if you're going to give me a free possession on your side of the field, I'm not going to go for it on 4th and goal. I'm not going to go for it on 4th and inches. I'm just going to kick the field goal, take my 3 points, send my defense back out there. I'm in the same situation I was in before the turnover. It's just the scoreboard's a little differently. Obviously, that depends on game scenario a whole lot. But like, if I'm the Chargers, you get that interception early in the 4th quarter, just kick the field goal, take the points. No need to go for it there. And Harbaugh got absolutely outcoached in this game. And Chris Collinsworth was losing his mind because they subbed guys out on their last 2-minute drill. And I agree with him 100%. Why give the Patriots defense a chance to get rested guys into the game when they've been killing you all day because they've been able to blitz? It was just bad, man. It was bad all around by this Chargers offense. Patriots defense was incredible. The Patriots offense took a minute to get going. Ramondre Stevenson is one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. Drake may have some dots, but a lot of it was wide open receivers, man. It really was. Like Booty made a few nice plays as well down the sideline. Like the deep throw to Booty, the 40-yard, like Booty was wide open. Like it's not like Drake May was threading a needle. Booty was wide open. And that's been a lot of stuff we've seen out of Drake. He's made some really nice tight window throws, but a lot of stuff we've seen out of him, or at least what I've seen out of Drake May in the games that I've watched, it's just a lot of open receivers, man. It really is. Shout out McDaniels. He does have the tight window ability. Like the throw to Kyle Williams against the Ravens, that was just ridiculous tight window. He made a throw against the Bengals too. That was just silly. Like he has it in there. I'm not saying he doesn't, but today, especially besides the Hunter Henry touchdown, that was a fucking dot. It was pretty much tight. It was pretty much check downs and wide open receivers. So good for the Patriots. Fuck their fans. Drake May's pretty good. And Michael May is way uglier than Madison Beer, and she burns her cookies. So yeah. We can move on to the Eagles game. This is the biggest shocker to me. I was so confident in the Eagles. I was so confident in the Eagles defense, and I was so confident in Jalen Hurts as a pocket passer and a playoff riser. And I was foolish to do so because Jalen Hurts was bad. Jalen Hurts has been average all season. Eagles fans are going to tell you it's the coaching, it's the offensive line, it's the play calling, and they're right. Like it is that. That is a lot to do with it. But if the offense that has guys like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley, the best weapons group in the NFL, it has established guys on the offensive line, albeit they weren't healthy at all for a single game all season. Cam Jurgens was a real liability, especially in the run game. But still, with the talent that they have on the roster, the Eagles had no business being the 19th scoring offense, 24th total offense, and you can't not put any type of blame on Jalen Hurts. And in this 49ers game, he was not good. Now, this isn't me saying it. This is what Tom Brady said on the broadcast. Jalen Hurts goes to his first read, and then he tries to roll out even though he was having clean pockets all night because his 49ers pass rush is last in the NFL in pressure rate. It's just he couldn't see, so he would roll out to get a better view of the field. And that last fourth down play, you can't even say that was play calling. Jalen Hurts talked to Patullo, talked to Sirianni before that last fourth down play, and they nodded. It seemed like they all agreed, and then he throws the ball into triple coverage. Like Jalen Hurts has not been the greatest decision maker. He was not that good this year. He was mediocre, average quarterback this year, and it was also coinciding with the worst year of offensive line play Jalen Hurts has had in an Eagles uniforms. Is that a correlation, or is that just a coincidence? I would lean it's a correlation. A.J. Brown did have a lot of drops. That's not on Jalen Hurts. Like I'm not saying it's all on Jalen Hurts, but to say that he has zero accountability for how bad this Eagles offense, for how underwhelming this Eagles offense was this year is just crazy talk. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Eagles fans are delusional, so they're going to tell you it's all Patullo, it's all A.J. Brown, who they swore was better than Justin Jefferson before the season started, but that's neither here nor there. And Saquon Barkley, the greatest running back in the NFL before the season started, but that's not there. Cam Jurgens is the next Jason Kelsey before this season started, but that's neither here nor there. They're going to tell you that none of this is on Jalen Hurts. They are fucking wrong. Jalen Hurts was average this season. He was average. And I thought I tricked myself. I thought like playoff time will come. He'll be better. And also say this, he looks slow. He doesn't look as fast as he used to. He doesn't look as mobile as he used to. He doesn't look as like as much of a threat as he used to. And that's where he made a lot of plays with his legs. His deep ball, not good today. Like people say the A.J. Brown drop, one of those was just a ridiculous catch for him to make. Like fingertip toe tap, like a fingertip grab that not a lot of guys make. Like saying that he needed to catch that ball was ridiculous. And anybody says Devontae Smith dropped that ball on that third and long. Dude, that was a hard catch for Devontae Smith to make. So, and then Jalen Hurts airmailed him. He had him. If he put it on his chest, Devontae Smith catches that ball. So, like he was not the most accurate quarterback. He had A.J. Brown early in the game on a deep post. A.J. Brown had a step. Hurts kind of underthrew it a little bit, but his deep ball is the best in the NFL, they'll tell you. There's a reason that Philadelphia really struggles from high illiteracy, and I think that does correlate to their fans having the most dumb, brain dead sports takes in the history of the internet. I really do think there's a correlation there because they are stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Brock Purdy had Quinyon Mitchell dog, by the way. He got Demarcus Robinson dog walked him on the first like 3 plays of the game. Oh, I opened TikTok and it's Dave Portnoy talking to Ann Michael dog wife. That's mean. I don't want to do that. I can't believe this. Oh, fuck this, Ann Michael May. Suck my fucking Drake May. Drake May. Justin Herbert gets to go home to Madison Beer. Drake May gets to go home to a. All right. I just had to edit out something that I said very, very mean about Ann Michael May. Very, very mean. So if there was a little jump in the podcast there, just know that whatever I said was very funny. Max, if you're listening to it, I texted it to you last night regarding Ann Michael May, what Justin Herbert has to go home to compared to what Ann Michael May has to go home to. But either way, Brock Purdy's a baller, man. Brock Purdy's an absolute baller. He lacks velocity. He does lack velocity and arm strength, and that was evident on the interceptions. The one interception was just a horrible read, but the second interception, like Ton just had a step. Number one, bad matchup. Why are you going to your tight end when Quinyon Mitchell is on him? But Ton just did have a little bit of a step. If Purdy has a stronger arm and really rifles it in there, maybe layers it more, maybe there's a chance where he can fit that in there. Great play by Quinyon. But he is a baller, man. He has some bad interceptions. There's no doubt about it. But some of the throws that he made today, he puts the ball in the perfect position for receivers to run after the catch with it. He really does. And he was great today. Other than those 2 interceptions, the Jawan Jennings flea flicker thing, they needed to do that. They needed plays like that against this Eagles defense. They knew they needed plays like that. Kyle Shanahan outcoached Nick Sirianni. Who could have saw that coming, right? Who could have saw that coming? It really makes you think. If that Niners team was fully healthy back in 2023, does Jalen Hurts have one Super Bowl appearance or 2? If Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, just saying. I think the Niners Seahawks. I'll do obviously a full preview, but the Niners Seahawks, that is a good matchup. That is a good matchup for the Seahawks because the Niners do not generate any type of passers. So that does bode well for Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, moving on. Bills Jags. I said this. Whoever wins this game will make it out of the AFC. I stand by that. I now think the Bills will be making it out of the AFC. The only problem with me saying that is I picked the Jaguars to win this game. And what it really came down to, more than I thought it would, Josh Allen versus Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence had a couple of interceptions. Josh Allen did not. Josh Allen was way more clutch than Trevor Lawrence. Even though Trevor Lawrence did respond, he had an opportunity to just get into field goal range for Cam Little. And that is basically 2 first downs, throws an interception on the first play. Shout out Tre'Davious White. What a play by the kid here. But the Bills' defense is very suspect, man. It is very suspect. If they don't get those 2 turnovers, like the Jaguars still had 350 yards of offense and 24 points, would be 27 if Cam Little made that field goal, right? So the Bills' defense is still very suspect. There were big plays to be had in this passing game. Parker Washington went for 100 yards. Trevor Lawrence, other than those 2 interceptions, he did have 3 touchdowns. So as good as people say the Bills' #1 pass defense in the NFL, that's just because teams run right through them, and the Jags are averaging 6.5 yards per carry on the ground today. Beisel 2 and average 12 yards a carry on the ground. Against a team like Houston that beat Buffalo earlier this year, or against a team like New England that is going to be committed to running the football, and New England ran the ball for like 200 yards against the Bills when they played. Sean Tucker ran for like 200 yards against the Bills when they played. Like there is a lot left to be desired on this Bills team defensively if they don't create turnovers, and that's what it came down to in this game. Josh Allen took care of the ball. Trevor Lawrence didn't. And the Josh Allen tush push, they got like 10 yards on it, was just ridiculous. The play to Brandon Cooks, the check to Brandon Cooks was just next level stuff, man. And Brandon Cooks has been huge for them because what was it, the other game he went off on? Oh, bro. Was it against the Eagles? I think it was against the Eagles. He had a couple of big plays. He's just been a good veteran presence that can stretch the field for Josh Allen, and he has some safe hands, sure hands as well. James Cook got shut down in this game, and that was my thing. I said, listen, the Bills in 5 of their losses, James Cook has, or 4 of them, in 4 of the Bills' 5 losses, James Cook has less than 400 yards. I also said in games where Josh Allen has a turnover, the Bills are 3-5. He has a turnover in every single one of their losses. He didn't turn the ball over today, so it's just it was a good performance by Josh Allen taking care of the football. Obviously, he was incredibly clutch in the second half. down the stretch. So was Trevor Lawrence. He did answer. It's just a bad, like, it wasn't even, how much of a bad interception was the second one, or what? How much of it was a great play by Trey White? Like, it wasn't a great pass. Obviously, it was a little bit behind him, but still, it was a better play by Trey White more than a bad decision by Trevor Lawrence. The first interception is inexcusable, dog shit from T. Law, and it took him a minute to get settled in to this game as well, which I thought wouldn't happen because he's a big game player. He's been playing in national championships and state championships his whole life. So, bottom line is though, Jags were a missed field goal away from at least going to overtime with the best quarterback in the AFC, who's only been stopped by the most recent dynasty in the NFL. That's the reality of the Jacksonville Jaguars after winning 3 games a season ago. Liam Cohen has done a tremendous job. Trevor Lawrence, although he had 2 interceptions and one of them was really bad, I think he played well. I think he's obviously the guy, especially with the way he played in the back half of the season. This Jags team's going to be good. They're going to be good for a little while now. They have a legitimate weapon in Parker Washington to go next to Brian Thomas Jr. And who knows if they bring Jacoby Myers back. Their offensive line is young, only going to get better, and they have some studs on the defensive side of the ball as well. They need to bring back Devin Lloyd for sure. I think the Jags are absolutely headed in the right direction, and they do have Travis Hunter waiting on IR. Once they get him back, this is going to be a real problem. They don't need to keep Jacoby Myers because they can just throw in Travis Hunter on this offense. And yeah, the Jags are going to be a real problem for the next few years. Trevor Lawrence played some very good football today, also had some very bad moments. Like, I think that's a fair assessment of T. Law's performance. But I mean, you got to be happy with the season if you're a Jacksonville fan. Obviously, not the way you wanted to go out. I think this was the best team in the conference that they lost to now, just because Josh Allen is that good. And the way he played today was unbelievable, man. He's on a mission. I feel bad for anybody that has to get in Josh Allen's way. There's a reason he has the most yards out of any player that has at least 8 starts in the playoffs in NFL history. He's one of the greatest NFL playoff performers we have ever seen. If anybody says differently, they are wrong. You could take Josh Allen's per game averages in terms of yards per game, touchdowns per game, turnovers per game. All of those numbers are better than what they were on a per game basis his MVP season. That's how good Josh Allen is. He's one of the best playoff performers. And what we saw in the fourth quarter out of Josh today, I have a hard time believing that he will be denied by anybody not named Patrick Mahomes. I think the Jags were the best all-around team in the AFC, and they put up a very, very good fight, a missed field goal away from at least being tied with this Buffalo team, and Buffalo just beat them in Duval. I think Bo Nix and this Broncos team is in for a nightmare matchup. And then the only team that I think can beat the Bills with the way Josh is playing right now is the Houston Texans because of how good their defense is, but they haven't played yet. They might not even make it to the second round. So the Bills are a real wagon. I think they are now should be easily the favorite to be the AFC, and I think their hardest opponent is behind them in Jacksonville. So good win for Josh. He will not be denied. He is the best playoff performer, not named Patrick Mahomes, of this new generation of quarterbacks. Respectfully to Joe Burrow. All right, let's get into the Saturday games. I had boots on the ground, Carolina, LA. I was at that game. Let me tell you, Carolina fans are some of the best fans in the NFL. They were very graceful in defeat. They were very welcoming. I did some, there'll be a YouTube video. I did boots on the ground. We interviewed some guys. We were in Charlotte getting some interviews, and they're very happy with the outcome of the season. It's the fact that they were there. And there's anybody that with a brain that watches NFL football will tell you this, but when defenses just play off coverage with too high shell, especially, I don't even know if it's too high shell, but they just play off coverage. They don't want to get beat on the deep ball in a 2-minute drill scenario. And then we just see these good quarterbacks just pick you apart down the field. He'll just take what you give him all day long. And then when you have receivers like Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams that can create after the catch as well, they're just going to cook you. And it was vintage Matthew Stafford in that fourth quarter. 2 surgical drives. But the play of that game, Rams-Panthers, was a Puka Nacua pass breakup. Yes, a Puka Nacua pass breakup. Matthew Stafford, I think it was their second to last touchdown drive, threw an absolute duck to Puka in the end zone, and Puka had the presence of mind to turn around and break that pass up. He doesn't do that. It's a clear interception. The Panthers are playing next week in the divisional round. So what a game by the Rams, and what a game for Bryce Young, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Young, big game player. So incredibly clutch. Some of the best football I've seen out of Bryce Young. And he did have the early interception, but he showed a lot of resilience, a lot of grit in order to bounce back and go head to head with the MVP of the league. And I'd argue he outplayed the MVP of the NFL. That last throw to Jalen Coker was an absolute dot. The scramble on third down, the touchdown run was an absolute electric play that got that place into the game. Like, this game should have been over by halftime. The Rams did not capitalize on the Panthers' opportunities. Stafford and Devontae took a little bit to get on the same page, and Bryce Young just kept fighting. This Panthers team kept fighting. Jalen Coker is an absolute stud. Bryce Young played some of the best football. He was lethal on the RPOs with Ted McMillan. He was incredible in this game. He is a franchise guy. He is a franchise quarterback. He is really, really, really good. Pick up the fifth-year option if you're Carolina. Keep building around this guy. Get him a defense, and I think this Panthers team is going to be good for the next few years. Shout out Dave Canales. He did a tremendous job. The Rams are sketchy, man. The Rams are so sketchy. Michael Jackson was incredible in this game as well. He had the interception. He had a couple of clutch PBUs on Devontae Adams, on Puka Nacua. He was incredible. Just Stafford is always going to Stafford eventually if you kept giving him chances, and the Panthers defense kept doing that. Like, the Panthers, like, that game should have been over at halftime. I thought it was going to be ugly. I really did. Like, the muff punt, then they get a stop, right? They had Devontae Adams was wide open. Matthew Stafford airmail. Puka Nacua, end of the first half, hits him in the hands, would have been a walk-in touchdown. The Rams would have got the ball at halftime. The Rams do get the ball at halftime, 3 and out. Like, the Rams never seized their opportunity in this game. Good win for Carolina. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I was sorry. That was an awkward silence. That was a really, really awkward silence. But there was a thought brewing in my head. Not gonna say it. All right, Packers Bears. I was driving home for the first half of this game, so I only got to see the Bears' ridiculous comeback. LaFleur's got, like, I don't know. John Schmidt was texting me like LaFleur fired. I think LaFleur's a great coach. Catastrophic collapse. Just next level catastrophic, horrible stuff, bad coaching. Caleb Williams and the Bears have the second lowest completion percentage out of any NFL team, but yet they also create the most explosive plays out of any NFL team. Not quite sure I've ever seen anything like it, but the plays that Caleb Williams is able to make with his athleticism, with his escapability in the pocket, outside of the pocket, his ability to throw on the run, that fourth down play to Rome Odunze obviously speaks for itself, but he can't do the little things really efficiently yet, hence why his completion percentage is so low. Once Caleb starts to do those little things, this league is in real trouble. Colston Loveland is a stud. Luther Burden is a problem after the catch. Obviously, we saw the flashes from Rome Odunze. Swift and Monungai is as good a 1-2 punch as you're going to get. This offensive line imposes its will. The Bears offense just starts out so slow sometimes for no reason whatsoever. Like, Caleb needs to get settled in. The Bears should start every game no huddle 2-minute drill scenario. Like, Caleb, the Bears need to start every game. Like, Caleb, you have to 2-minute drill. You have to score by 13 minutes or I'm benching you. That's literally how the Bears need to start every game, because that's when Caleb Williams looks his best. That's when Caleb Williams loosens up and plays freely. It's in the 2-minute drill. Hurry up offense. He doesn't have to think too much. And then once he makes some plays off script, when he makes some plays in that kind of hurry up situation, then he gets settled in. Then he completes those easy throws over the middle of the field. The easy throws on first down that set you up for second and short, third and short, that don't kill drives. Because the completion percentage is bad for Caleb right now. But we obviously know he can be deadly accurate. I think it has to be a thing in the ears. And that's why if you go out, hurry up right off the rip, I don't think this Bears offense will start as slow, because that's where Caleb has been the best so far in his NFL career, is in the hurry up, in a 2-minute drill scenario. So what if the Bears just started off games? Hey, Caleb, you have to score by the 13th minute or we're benching you for the rest of the first quarter. Throw Caleb in that situation right away and be like, maybe this time, like, now we won't start off slow, because they cannot afford to start off slow against a team like the Rams or the Seahawks, because they will pay. They will pay. This isn't the Packers defense that allowed like 27 points per game since Micah Parsons got hurt. 1 sack since Micah Parsons got hurt. I think that's a crazy strategy. You guys might think I'm crazy, but I think if the Bears started off every game and we're just like, Caleb Williams, 2-minute drill, if you don't score any points by 13 minutes on that clock, we are benching you, because that's what Caleb Williams looks like at a bench you for the rest of the first quarter. That's when Caleb Williams looks at his best, man. It's a 2-minute drill, doesn't have to think, off script, off platform, easy plays, hurry up offense, tempo, think freely, just go out there and play. That's when Caleb Williams is at his best. That's when he settles down, and then he can start to hit the easy things. So I listen. Obviously, I'm not an NFL coach. I don't think that that's that crazy of a take. Right? Caleb Williams, a 2-minute drill, hurry up offense to start the game. Then you'll get settled in way easier, way quicker, because that's when he's looked the most effective. And man, is he incredible. Once he starts honing in on those little things, and we see that completion percentage just go up and up. And it's not all Caleb. The Bears that lead the NFL in drop rate. But once he gets those easy completions down, man, the league's in trouble with Caleb, and Colston love him too. That guy's a stud. The Bears are a real problem. They really are. The defense is bad. The defense is bad, especially the secondary. Montez Sweat's a beast, but other than that, their defensive line's a lot left to be desired there. Second time whipping that term out. What a game. What a game. That fourth down play to Roma Dunze was just unbelievable, man. That's one of the best throws of the year, one of the most clutch throws of the year. And then the DJ Moore touchdown. I mean, you can't make it up. It's next level stuff out of Caleb, next level stuff out of Ben Johnson. What a win for Chicago. What a wild card weekend.